Kreischer, and Joey Coco Diaz. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Joey was telling me when we were having coffee, he was telling me horror stories of smoking too much weed or eating too much weed.
Yeah, it's sometimes an edible will get you, man. You don't even know it. You don't even see it fucking coming sometimes. So you got to be really careful. I love when I have an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you ever go do a bong, you got to go to a meeting. You're like, you know what, man, I got to get on the 405. Let me just do a bong hit. And you do one, but it's big, and you don't kill the whole thing, and then you light it again, and all of a sudden you get in the car, and at the first light you realize, I'm fucking stoned, dog. I got a little bit too fucking high, and I got to sit on the 405. I might as well cancel this fucking meeting. Sometimes I go to church on Sundays, I get fucking wrecked. And I go in at 7:30 Mass, fucking stoned. And when you walk in from outside, you walk into the heat, you see a crucifix and Jesus getting beat up. It's just too much. You're like, this is just too much. I overdid it. I did a bong hit too much.
I like that you call it having an accident.
That's what it is, an accident by mistake. I got high by mistake. Nobody ever did that shit. You know, yes. Sometimes you get high, but sometimes you get stoned by mistake. The difference between being high and a little bit stoned, sometimes you get fucking stoned and you don't realize it till you're sitting and your body goes away from you, like your mind, all of a sudden you focus back and you're like, oh fuck, this might be a problem. This might be a problem. I gotta talk to people.
It started with maybe the funniest story I've ever heard is Yoshi eating like 7 slices of Joey's banana bread and not knowing there was marijuana in them.
Until afterward. See, I like doing that to people. Like Yoshi. When Yoshi, after he ate like 4 or 5 of them, and he says to me, how strong is it, Joey? What am I going to say? Is the shit Kennedy ate? No, I'm going to say no. It's okay. You know, I don't want to scare. It's like when the doctor told me the needle's going to hurt. It goes into your psyche.
Yeah.
So I just try to take the pain from him by saying, you know, Duncan knows. I'll give you some strong shit. I gave Duncan bread strips one time.
Almost put me in the hospital.
And told him to take fucking 2 of them. You know, I'm one of those guys.
No, you're one of those guys where I take your dose and I cut it into fourths.
Yeah.
The trick doesn't work anymore. Whatever he says, you take a fourth of that, or you're fucked. No matter what the thing is. Yeah.
Ari Shafir gave me a breast strip one time. I was talking about having anxiety flying, and Ari goes, just here, take this. And he gives me a breast strip, and he goes, next time you fly, take this. And I was like, what is it? And he goes, it's marijuana. And I'm like, first of all, I can't have that. I can't have anything edible. I can't have marijuana in my house, but I definitely can't have anything edible in my house because of my kids.
Right.
Like, God forbid my kid go, I fucking love banana bread.
But it's a breast strip you put in your wallet.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm not fucking, I can't even take it because if I can't imagine the anxiety I'd have getting on a fucking plane that high. I'd fucking lose my mind.
You just fall asleep.
You think so? Or do you think I'd sit there like Yoshi in the parking lot at the Brea Improv for 9 hours?
Oh, yeah, you just fall asleep. Listen to Joey Diaz. You just fall asleep.
You try to fall asleep.
That's like saying you fall asleep when you've been tied to the back of a carriage that the Grim Reaper's driving. Oh, just fall asleep when you're getting dragged through a graveyard of memories by the Grim Reaper on a fucking plane. Dude, I took an edible and flew to fucking to Europe. On an edible.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And so this is what happens. So right when it starts coming on, it's where it's dark. It's coming on. All of a sudden the plane hits turbulence. Right? People have gone to sleep in the plane. I'm wide awake. It's very comfortable on a plane. Everything you're getting taken care of. Everything you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You can get drinks. It seems like a great place. But then we start hitting turbulence. Right? And not just a little bit of turbulence, like hardcore fucking turbulence. And this is Air France. And Air France once crashed into the ocean.
Yes, I remember that.
So I'm sitting on this fucking plane hitting turbulence, and all of a sudden there's like a bing, and you hear the stewardess in a French accent say, "Mothers, please hold your babies."
That's where the translation's lost.
No, she's saying the turbulence is so bad.
Mothers, please hold your babies.
Yeah, you are. That's to me is like planes crashing. The plane's crashing. That's saying the plane's crashing. So I'm just sitting there clinging to the fucking seat. The stewardesses look nervous. You ever been on a plane when the stewardesses start looking nervous? Fuck, dude. It was horrific. It was like, and then the captain came on and said, we're going to be hitting this turbulence for the next 3 hours. So it was 3 hours of the most extreme turbulence I've ever been in. It sucked.
I flew out of Chicago one morning, about 6 in the morning. It was a Chicago flight into Burbank. I switched in Vegas. I always like to fly into Burbank. They had a flight, So that morning I had no weed. I get up on a Sunday, whatever, it's early. And as I get to the airport to get my ID, as I pull the ID out, a breast strip falls out. But what you have to be careful with the breast strips is when it gets hot, they stick together.
Yes.
I tell you about this. I took it, and as I put it in my mouth, I felt the thickness of it. But I'm a gorilla. I had a fucking a sandwich at the airport. You know, one of those nice Chicago sandwiches, and I got on the plane. It's no problem. This is in the days when Southwest in the front and the back had those seats that you face somebody. Do you remember those seats? Anybody ever go on there? Right when you face somebody. I get on there and I get on the front because I know it's I get in the back because you unload in Burbank. The plane ride to Vegas was okay. It was Vegas to Burbank. 40 minutes outside of Burbank, there's always turbulence. Yeah. Big time turbulence, and it hit me on one of those breast strips. It all hit at the same time, the turbulence and the breast strip. And for some reason, I started sweating profusely. This is when I was 400 pounds. Sweating, cocaine sweat. The armpit thing is yellow, right? And I'm sweating, and I'm starting to get dizzy, and I'm fucking high. And I got 3 Republicans in front of me, like 3 white. They could only be Republicans. They were nigger haters. They were Republicans, right? They're sitting across from me, and they're like from Iowa. They're nice ladies. They're going to Burbank to see Mickey Mouse. Here's this 400-pound guy in front of him, sweating like a motherfucker. That's coming out of my armpits. Finally, the stewardess is like, "Are you okay? I'll bring you water." I go, "Bring a lot of water, bitch." I start taking my hooded sweatshirt off. I take the fucking shirt I got off, and all of a sudden I got like a guinea t-shirt, like a wife beater, and it's drenched. I said, "Fuck it." I take the wife beater off, and these 3 Republican ladies are looking at me like it's the end of the world. My fat stomach is out. I got a pimple on my tit. The sweat is dripping from under your fat titties on your stomach. You ever been with a fat guy?
Yes.
They're looking at me in shock. Like if they could have jumped off the fucking plane, they would, dog. It was horrible. That plane landed, and those women fucking, we're going to go right back. They're like, does this plane go back to Iowa? We ain't even getting on. Fuck the luggage. Sell it to American Airlines in Miami. I seen the NCS NBC. I mean, you have bad experiences with it, but when you're a comic, nothing's a bad experience. Right. It's a laugh.
Right.
I laugh when that's, like as I'm dying right there, it's like I was telling him I got sick in San Francisco, and as I was puking, a little turd came out of my ass, just a little one, unmolested. You know when they come out, they don't even leave nothing, no shit around you. It just comes right out like you ate a bunch of apples the night before. It pops out, bloop, and it hit the floor, and as I'm barfing, looking at myself in the mirror, puking, holding myself up, I'm a comic. I had to turn around and look at the piece of shit just to fucking giggle. And I remember looking at myself and giggling like that's what we do. Yeah. That's the best thing about being a comic. Yeah. That there's never really a bad story.
There's nothing worse than being violently too high. Or it's horrifying.